So this is a tutorial walkthrough thing, I think. Just to like show off some of the glitches in this game. And so I'm not gonna start with Godhome MMS because I want to go into some of the other little funnies and just show, I guess, like the early game for latest patch. This is latest patch. I am not going to showcase 1.2.8 things. I'm gonna show off some of the, like, just getting all of the movement abilities and funny little things you can do. There's gonna be some MMS. I have a list of things that I want to show off in my head, but we'll see if I get to all of them and actually remember to. If not, I will add this video to a playlist, and I'll put the link in the description, and if I think of anything else, I'll add that video to that as well. So, since I want to do MMS, I'm going to start a save file in the third save slot. You need to do this in order to use MMS. You can MMS with any type of save file. Godhome MMS is the, I guess, probably most well known. I don't know. I'm a little biased because that's my main. But I mean, for the purposes of what I'm going to do here, it's either want to start with classic or Steel Soul. Oh, and another thing, you're gonna wanna. It doesn't matter. Actually, I'm gonna switch my language to English just so that you can see the menus a little better. What is this? This is no, that's not it. But you're gonna wanna cap your FPS to 50 to 60. I turn on VSync, which just automatically puts me at 60. Might be different for you. Just whatever works. And that's just because of the amount of frame perfect things you're gonna have to do. You could technically do it on higher FPS, but I mean, you're definitely going to want to cap it to something. Unless you have a computer that just like runs on 40 FPS all the time, which in that case, I'm sorry. Which is me with 1.2.8. But yeah. So just gonna skip through these cutscenes. Alright, we're off. So this is current patch, and oh, hi debug menu. Can't do the funny inventory drop here, but that's okay, because this is the superior patch. We don't need that. This is boring. I tried to do debug Noclip there. Apparently I don't have those buttons found on this version of debug. Oops. So if you're going, so we're gonna need to buy Crossroads map for a little glitch I'm gonna show off in a bit. Just get Geo wherever. This I'm gonna just show where you get it in the normal run, but it doesn't really matter. If you don't want to be speedy, you can get it from Gruddswan for all I care. Don't need to sit on dirt with bench. It's gonna hard save you there. If you're watching this, you probably know that. I just need something to talk about. And then, yeah, we're at 30 Geo. Well, 33. Only need 30. On 1.2.8 you start with a map, but unfortunately we don't on this patch. Oh, I'm in English. This is so sad. Alright, and then I'm leaving. Oh, I could have probably just warped back to my last bench because I do have bench warp in, but it's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little funny thing here. This is why we have VSync and or like frame rate cap on here. You only get one try at this per quit out, which sucks. But yeah, just I mean, there's a version of debug somewhere that lets you retry it, but I don't have that installed. Oops. So the inputs here are quick map, interact, quick map, and you want to do that like really fast, like that. All right. So right now I'm able to move around, as you can probably see, and I have elderbug's dialogue open. Yeah. So I can just do whatever I want with this open right now. But what we're trying to do here, the point of this little glitch here, is to do another glitch. I mean, you can use this text box storage, interaction storage for like a lot of different little things. We're gonna get bench storage, and there are a lot of ways of doing that. Most of them, actually, like basically all of them, are like, I lost my train of thought. You just want to like get off the bench and make it still think you're on the bench. So I'm going to cancel the bench thing with the same button that cancels the text box, and it confuses the game. Because Team Cherry. Oops. I don't actually know how many times I need to skip. Is this... No. I think I fucked up. I wasn't actually paying attention. If not, it's fine. Yeah, I fucked it up. I'm doing great. So yeah, I mean, if you screw it up, you have to quit out. Or use the funny little debug. I'm going to, like, actually do it correctly this time, I swear. Oh. That's fewer text boxes than I'm used to. Yeah, so you want to do it like really quickly like that. Like up and then jump really fast. Yeah. So now, I mean, as you probably know, normally you would want to like jump across Dertmouth to make yourself go faster because of the walk zone. But if I jump right now, it's going to take me off the bench. Right now it thinks I'm on the bench. I'm clearly not, but it thinks I'm on the bench. So I'm just gonna hold right forever. If I like nail slash or anything here, it's just gonna, my computer's going to explode, and I fucked up. Okay. Standing around and talking too long. That's not actually why, actually. Alright. So basically what I've done here is game thinks I'm on a bench. So that has some funny effects. You can like equip charms, and you can also get into states that you shouldn't be able to get into. Also, don't open your inventory just willy-nilly, because that will soft lock you. if I just open it right now. You need to... It's because the game takes away control when you open your inventory, because you shouldn't be able to get off the bench or move around when you have your inventory open while on a bench. So it takes control away from you. The problem is I'm not on a bench, so there's nothing like closing your inventory doesn't give you control back. You need to do something else that will give you control back. So I can open it in a transition because leaving the transition gives you back control. So I'm able to move around with my inventory open right now. And it's also given me something called transition storage. So the game thinks I am in a transition. I cannot nail. I could not dream nail if I had dream nail. I couldn't Cdash. I can't look down. I didn't know that. Yeah. There's a lot of little things. Also, you have control in some places where you shouldn't. Such as, like, you can enter the Black Egg cutscene, you can move during cutscenes in general. Oh, and another thing. You fall really fast. Whee! And you can, like, move during spells. So, yeah. And then there's another thing I'm gonna do here. So, bench storage lets you open your inventory in transitions, right? So, I'm gonna zoom out a little, I think. Let's see. What am I doing? What is my zoom out key? Page down. Turn on hitboxes. That is not my hitbox button. That is not my hitbox button. Did I bind a hitbox? I soft locked. Yeah, don't pause when you, have transition storage. It's fine. I have debug. I'm lost. Okay, let me bind these. Okay. Alright, I need to do this. So basically, what I'm going to do here, you can see, like, the transition extends a little bit behind the, like, floor, or, like, the ground and the wall and everything. It's actually basically entirely behind it. And that's the case for a lot of transitions. I mean, some of them the floor extends behind it for some reason, or it's just kind of weird. I don't know. Team Cherry puts weird things in weird places sometimes. I don't understand their out-of-bounds geometry. They're a little creative. But basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to walk through this transition, and you're not supposed to have control. See, like, I didn't have control until I got to about here. Like, you just kind of walk out of the transition for a little bit. But there's a period of time where you're, like, in this purple hitbox. So I'm going to open my inventory while I'm in it. And because I have bench storage, it like, oh, gave me control. And so yeah, now I'm here. And I have, skipped that entire room, I guess. So that is called a bench out of bounds, which has a, funny acronym. We call it a boob. Oopsie. If you mess up the timing like I'm doing here, it'll just put you back in the transition if you're, like, too late. If you're really too late and you're, like, already supposed to have control, you're just gonna soft lock. Like I said, just opening your inventory when you have control is not usually a good idea. But yeah, I'm gonna drop down here. I am currently out of bounds. I can just tap this and that. And there are, like, a lot of little places where you can out of bounds, like I said. I'm not going to show you all of them. You can find them for yourself. I probably don't even know all of them. There are a lot of rooms in this game. But, yeah. So, we're in Fungal now. Yeah. I'm just going to do some movement here. You can figure it out yourself, I guess. Oh, the reason why I'm opening my inventory after coming out of the transition here and stuff, just to go in a little faster. Oopsie. I'm just like holding left after I come out and just like, it just gives you control back. What am I doing? I've just been kind of like opening my inventory and not really paying attention. Whee. And then, so another little funny thing you can do with transition storage. I think maybe I said this. You can move during spells. So you saw me just focus there, while moving. So that's a little funny that you can do. And that's the case for a lot of spells. Or all of them. I don't know why I said a lot of them. It's all of them. Also keep in mind that spells are your primary way of canceling transition storage. Other than walking into another transition. So, yeah, if you use a spell, you'll lose transition storage, basically. So, if you ever want to get rid of your transition storage, just have Soul at the ready. And focus counts. So, you don't even need to have picked up a spell. This is Mantis Pogo. I don't really know what to say about it. You know what Mantis Pogo is. You just pogo the Mantis. It's itemless, and there is no backup if you screw it up. I don't know why I slashed the wall there. That was not helpful. Because you don't have Fireball or anything. Did I zoom in far enough? Oh well. You can't add a bounce through this next room for some reason. There's a little floor behind the transition. That's not the case on 102.8 from what I've heard, but there is a floor behind the transition on this patch, so not something you can do. And yeah. And now so because I had bench storage, I could open my inventory there. And closing it takes away control, I think. But it lets you quit to menu, because I don't know why it lets you open your menu. You can open your menu. Okay. So why I picked up Dash Master, we're gonna get Dash now. And we're going to get Noclip. I'm just gonna show off Noclip because Noclip is my baby. And in Noclip you need to be able to go down, and Dash Master is your only way of going down. So that's why we got that. Yeah. So I'm gonna do MMS here. I'm gonna show that. Do I have my mouse on screen? I actually have no idea. I don't have it. How do I fix that? We have failed. Oopsie. Capture cursor. Oh, wait. It's checked. Okay, whatever. maybe it was showing. I don't know. So, there is timing for this. I don't actually know it. Like, basically what you want to do is, I mean, you can just spam it. Escape, focus, and your nail button. And then, yeah. Basically, you're, I guess, closing it on the same frame as you open it, or something. I don't know. Five Brain has, like, a guide where he explains it in words that make sense. I don't have those words that make sense. I know glitches Yober. So, that's what this is. So now we have the menus overlaid. It's pretty cool, right? Okay. So, I am here now. I can't click start game because it's hidden behind the save file. So this is why we started it in slot 3. I'm going to click on clear save. I'm not going to actually clear my save file, but now I can click on start game. So that was the purpose of clearing save. I'm going to click slot 3, or sorry, I'm going to click start game, slot 3, slot 2, and then a game mode. You can MMS from any file into any file, really, but I'm not going to do Godhome MMS, like I said, yet. I'm just going to MMS into a normal save file. And there's different types of MMS that you can get based on, like, when you, like, how fast you do the MMS, and it's load dependent, so I can't really tell you how fast to do it. It's just something that you're gonna have to feel out for yourself. But, what I'm going to do here, because I don't want Noclip, is I'm going to click on my save file as slowly as I possibly can. Oh, and the reason why you get Noclip, I mean, you're going to see what happens in a bit, but, when I load into slot 3 and then load into slot 2 while slot 3 is loading, it's going to start loading me onto the bench that I benched at in Dermuth, but, it's, going to immediately unload that bench when I load into slot 2. And if the knight, so, like, whenever you're on a bench and you're, like, asleep on the bench, you're in Noclip. You just are. But you can't do anything with it, because waking up on the bench takes away your Noclip. Except if you just get rid of the bench. Bye-bye, bench. You just keep the Noclip, so, I'm not gonna do that yet, though. I don't know why I'm explaining it right now. Oh well, so, yeah. So, whee! Alright, so I waited really long there. If your loads are long, it's gonna be it's gonna be longer. If your loads are short, you're gonna have to do it faster. If your loads are long, it's possible for you to also, like, load in, like, before you've even, like, loaded into the bench, I guess. So you don't even get Noclip, or you don't get control. Yippee. And, oh yeah, I have bench storage, so I can just open my inventory and equip Dash Master whenever I want. Ideally when I, am going to get my control back. I mean, I could, like, in theory, just open it whenever I want, but then I soft lock, so I opened it while I was in a transition there. It made me fall really fast, too. Oh, another thing with transition storage is you can wall jump. As you can see, you can't wall cling, so I'm holding against the wall here. I'm not wall clinging on it, because Hollow Knight. I am bad at the movement here. Alright, I'm gonna do another glitch here. So this is, correct me if I'm wrong, hazard warp, I believe is what people call this. So, I mean, it's a mixture of a couple different things. Obviously, bench storage. We're gonna get, so, first thing you want to do is just jump through the transition. So, now I'm here. And I'm gonna go immediately back in. So, if I had just stood here and, done the glitch, my hazard respawn would not have been updated. So, I want my hazard respawn to be at the top of this room, basically, instead of, wherever else it would be. And so I'm gonna jump through this transition, and I'm going to interrupt my jumping up onto the floor animation with opening my inventory. So I fall back through the transition, but I'm not gonna, like, actually go through the transition because I have Invuln from jumping up, because it just gives you Invuln and takes away your control. So I'm gonna fall through the transition out of bounds, and it's going to hazard respawn me at my hazard respawn location in this room. And you're gonna see what that does. Yeah. So, I am in Stagnus. I'm not supposed to be here. If I had landed on the floor down there, it would, not put me here. I don't know. Obviously. Because it would update my hazard respawn location, so. This is just out of bounds movement. Pretty standard. Oopsie. That glitch that I just showed off, the hazard warp thing, it's like used in a couple of different places. So there's like down in the Green Path Stag room, or the room outside of Green Path Stag with the piranha plant relic and the like lever and everything. Like if you're going from below, you can do one of those to just bypass the lever. It's pretty funny. Why am I going down here? I'm gonna kill Hornet. Get wrecked, Hornet. Don't have Fireball. So that sucks. But, don't need it. Fireball's cringe. I should have bought this side. Oh well. If I ever want to buy things, or buy stags, I can just warp to them. And, yeah. So I have bench storage, so I can just quit out here. Yippee. So I'm gonna do Noclip MMS now. The, funny thing about this is, I forgot what I was trying to say. Whatever. I explained already what this was, but, just a quick rundown. When you load onto a bench, you have Noclip for a short period of time until the knight wakes up on the bench. So what we're going to do here is load into a save file, then load into another save file, so we interrupt the loading onto the bench thingy, and we are going to unload the bench and keep the Noclip. And it starts you in KP because you started a new save file. We're also going to have bench storage. I don't know if I mentioned that. You might have probably gathered that, but you have bench storage because you got off the bench without getting off the bench. So yeah. Okay. So this time we're going, instead of 3 to 2, we are going from 2 to 1. So we're going to load into slot 2 and then start a new save file in slot 1. And like this, if you ever want to MMS from any save file, that's just kind of how you do it. You click on the save file you're MMSing from, and then the one you're MMSing to. Well, you click start game first, right? Okay. I did not say that. You click start game, the one that you're MMSing from, the one that you're MMSing to, and then you click on your game mode, whatever that may be. Just gonna do classic mode for right now. You could do Steel Soul, and it would just function as a Steel Soul save file, which is pretty funny. You can like start the game in Steel Soul or finish the game in Steel Soul and not have started or finished in the reverse. I don't know. Hollow Knight is a video game. I am getting off topic. Let's just do the Noclip thing. I hope I did that correctly. Well, if not, we'll find out. Like I said, it is, you have to do it faster than, for yesclip. It is load dependent. Alright, I did it correctly. You can tell because I am falling kind of slowly. So this is very different from debug Noclip. In that I don't have that much control of my character. Right now, I'm in a fairly safe, state called airwalk. When you have airwalk with Noclip, you have... It just thinks you're on the ground. And you can walk as if you were on the ground, you can dash as if you were on the ground, and if you hold jump, you'll go up. You can cancel airwalk through... Oh, I hit a slope. That is another thing you have to be careful of. You can cancel airwalk by a couple of things. Right now, my only way of doing it is to tap focus. So, I'm gonna do that. Now I am falling. Except not, but I am falling. I have one dash. I have one wings if I have wings. I cannot walkling, so use your dash and wings wisely. If you dash down or wings up and don't have anything to stop yourself, you will soft lock. But yeah. Oh, I should show off another little funny thing here. So, this is going to be dash storage here. So, I'm going to get transition storage. Need to have bench storage, obviously. And then dash, and then pause. So, I have told you, don't pause with transition storage. That is a partial lie. When you pause with transition storage, you just kind of keep whatever state you were in prior to you pausing. So if you're dashing, you keep dashing. If you're walking, you keep walking. If you're standing, you keep standing forever and ever. I'm gonna dash and pause. Whee! And so this is kind of, it's almost Cdash speed. I think it's like barely not Cdash speed. But it's nice because you can do that wherever. You don't have to be on the ground or charge up your Cdash, so. Hopefully that wasn't too high. Now we're fine. Just wanna make sure... Oh, I'm not really explaining what I'm doing in Noclip right now. That just... you can probably figure it out. I'm doing some funny down dashes to go down and focuses to heal. Or to heal, cancel airwalk, whatever. You know. There's a dash storage you can do in this room. You don't have to do it. There's a funny little slope that you can hit by accident. And if you hit a slope in dash storage, you can't do anything about it because you don't have control until you hit another transition. Oh yeah, so, swimming is funny. If you, don't jump out of the water like this, or whatever, you just kind of keep the swim state if you were to, like, keep swimming until you were out of the water. Oh. But, I mean, if you jump up like this, it just puts you on the ground, so... Or, like, into the airwalk state. All Night is a video game. Having a spell here. So, if you have a spell, you can, like, stop your downwards movement with the spell. Which is kind of a nice little backup. Okay, I'm fine. But yeah, I mean, if you don't have it, you just kind of have to know where the transition is. Also, don't be alarmed if you struggle with Noclip movement. It is difficult, and I do recommend having debug installed to just grab yourself if you make a mistake. And zooming out and putting on hitboxes and just all of that, it's a very good way of practicing, I guess. And so, yeah, there's wings. So you don't get control back here until you land on the ground. So I am soft locked. I also can't pause. But I mean, we know what to do when we can't pause. Just open inventory. So yeah, now we have wings. I am going to load back into the save file and debug give myself fireball because I don't feel like going and getting it. So, I mean, if you wanted fireball, you could just, like, go no-clip to it. You can also just no-clip to Shade Soul and just skip fireball, or, like, VS entirely, so, we'll just pretend that I did that. There's no funny with Shade Soul, like with wings, because you're already just on the floor. You don't have to jump up for it or anything. The funny thing, though, our next movement item, Cdash, we can't do what we did with wings there, because with wings, you don't get control back until you hit the floor, but you do get wings. You get the item. Like, I'm jumping with wings right now. With Cdash, you don't get Cdash until you hit the floor. So, if I go pick up Cdash with Noclip, I'm not gonna get it. I'm not gonna get Cdash. I have to lose Noclip somehow. So, what do we do, right? I mean, your main way of losing Noclip is probably going to be either dream gating or benching. There are a couple of other ways, but those are your main ways. We don't have dream gate, so your only other option is benching. Also, dream gating doesn't work with dream gate Noclip, but that's a different thing. But I mean, we can also just go into peak without Noclip. So that is what I'm going to show. So there are a couple different types of float. There's dive float, and then there's this fireball float thing that I'm gonna do. I don't know. I think some people call it Pfloat or something. Is it different than dive float? Who knows? I don't know how to do a dive float. If I find out, I'll make a separate video. I'm not gonna show that here. But right now, I'm just gonna float up to peak. So, this is another funny little use of quick map. And it's the same inputs, well, basically the same inputs as the elderbug text storage, except instead of interact, we're going to replace that with your quick cast button. Don't use focus. I mean, if you're a speedrunner, you know that. If you didn't know that, you know that now. Don't use focus, use quick cast. And yeah. I fucked up. I am intelligent. Oh, do I have bench storage? You can't open quick map with bench storage, by the way. I don't think I said that. You can't open... I don't have bench storage. Whatever. I screwed it up anyway. You can't open quick map with bench storage. So you can't get float with bench storage. you'll have to get rid of it. But and okay, so you saw the knight just kind of like bend over really funny there. It looked a little weird. It looked like they were trying to cast a fireball, but then got interrupted. That's kind of what happened. So you want to be facing away from a transition, by the way, when you do those inputs. And then after you do that, the only thing you want to do is hold the direction that will make you walk into the transition. Your knight's going to fireball like that. And your knight's also going to float. So unlike with Noclip, I can interact with walls and floors. So this is a slightly less dangerous situation to be in because you can stop yourself if you need to stop yourself. And you can also lose float with fireball or any spell. Just cast the spell, you'll lose float. So that's the other thing. As long as you have control, you can get rid of your float. So yeah, less dangerous like state to be in. Your only, I guess, like points of soft locking with float are probably going through upwards transitions without anything above you because you don't get control until you've hit like a wall or a ceiling. And so if you go in like through the Dirtmouth well transition, if you like go up like into Dirtmouth from well, there's nothing above you. So you just float up forever. But I mean, we're not gonna do that. And oh yeah, also, I mean, you can see I kind of just like walk off the like the edge without getting her walk here. I don't know why it works that way. And I'm not like, I guess like people who run like 1028 and do float in their speedruns regularly actually know how to get airwalk. This is my way. Yeah. It's just a frame perfect turnaround onto the floor. So now I have airwalk, and yeah. This is a nicer state to be in because you have infinite dashes. Because your other way of soft locking with, oh, I kept airwalk there. Your other way of soft locking with, float is being high up in the air with control, but no way to get down. So you don't have Dash Master, or you don't have a dash, or just... And, like, you don't have a way of losing float or something. Like, you have airwalk or something also. So you don't have a way of losing airwalk, and you don't have a way of losing float. So if you don't have soul, you're just kind of screwed. But yeah, who needs to dash? We can just dash across here. And, I mean, I could just do this the NMG way, but I'm going to keep float, because float is funny. And yeah, I mean, you can see me using my Mantis Claw here, because you can do that when you can interact with walls. Kinda crazy. Oopsie. Alright, and here I want to lose float so that it'll actually deposit me on the ground after I get Cdash. So you saw I just fireballed to get rid of float. Yeah. And now I have Cdash. Alright. So, yeah. I am going to show off at least one more, actually probably way more things. I just realized I still have at least 3 more things. Probably more. How do I want to go about this? This is a glitch that is in popular demand. I'm just gonna unlock all. And I am going to debug give myself dream now, I guess. I don't know if that activates the dream now cutscene. Hopefully it doesn't. Alright, so I'm gonna show off another way of getting bench storage here, and then something else, like another glitch. I'm gonna show off Room Dupes because people like that one, apparently, for some reason. So another way of getting bench storage is to get temp storage off of the stag, and stag to a stag with a button that will just keep you on the stag. And then don't press anything in this cutscene, very important. And yeah, I should have bench storage now. And yeah, you can see I was able to get transition storage while in that transition. So yeah, that was bench storage. That's a pretty simple one to get because you can just get bench storage from any stag as long as you can stag. That's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so I'm gonna debug myself. Oh, this is a funny version of debug, isn't it? Okay, I have debugged myself, Noclip. There's a version of this room dupe without Noclip, but I don't know it because I am a little silly. I'm also gonna give myself infinite soul. And I think I would like Invuln, just for the purpose of not dying while I'm trying to show this off. With MMS, obviously, normally you don't have Invuln, you can still get hit by things. There's another version of Noclip that you can get without debug that will give you Invuln, but I won't show that off yet. But first thing you want to do, come into this room with transition storage and interact with the stag. Then you're going to want to stag to Dirtmouth or whatever, and you're going to, as you enter the, I guess, the transition, the cutscene that, like, plays when you, like, stag from one place to another, you want to leave the room. And this works with any stag, also. Like, it doesn't have to be resting around Dirtmouth, but just do that by your preferred method, I guess. You want to be careful that you don't sit on the bench, though, because that will lose your Noclip and bench storage if you have those things. So I'm just gonna Cdash across here. Oh, you can probably tell this, but the rooms are overlaid. Yeah, that's what a room dupe is. We have 2 rooms loaded at once. Also, funny thing with that. So right now we have 2 rooms loaded at once, right? That makes sense and stuff. Okay, so I don't do room dupes very often, so this is going to be a very flimsy, possibly not accurate explanation, but it's the basics. You can ask like 5brain or someone if you want to know more. There's probably a post somewhere in like glitch discussion about it. But if you want more rooms overlaid, because like room dupes are useful for movement, they're also useful for duplicating things, and you might want to duplicate them more than once or twice, right? Like Grimkin, Dreamers, what we're gonna do here is with Essence, which, I mean, we want more than just 200 Essence from Xero, right? We want like 10,000, right? Right? That's normal. So, how do we get more than 2 rooms loaded? So when we go into a boss room, the game actually doesn't add 1 more room. It adds 2. It adds the room with, like, the room that the boss is in, and then just, like, the boss, basically. And when we leave the room, it only takes away 1 of those rooms. It takes away the oldest room in the, I guess, like, room queue. So I go into Xero's room, and then I go back out. Alright, I already lost count because I have a small brain, but we have more than 2 rooms loaded at once. And we can just go in and out of this room for as long as we want. and that will continuously dupe Xero for, like I said, as long as we want. Keep in mind that if your PC can't handle that many rooms loaded at once, it can't. So I lost count already, and my PC probably is going to explode. And so, I mean, that's why if you've seen me stream, or just, like, my YouTube, like, VODs of runs that do this dupe, you've seen, like, the FPS, like, completely die. That's because of the dupe. Because there are, like, 80 billion rooms loaded at once, guys. This is a lot. Oh, I pressed my dream nail button, which lost my, Oh, I don't have a... Okay, I didn't get a floaty doll. Yeah, okay. Noclip is fun. Yeah, so I just dream nailed like 80 zeros, it's fine. Oh, you want to dream nail them though. You don't want to like talk to them. If you like talk to them, they get confused. This fight is a little scarier in Noclip without Invuln, just because you can get hit, and then like when you get hit with Noclip, you like kind of like go up. Well, when you get hit like at any point, you kind of like go up for a bit, and it's just like if you get pushed up with Noclip, and you're like in the falling state as opposed to like the airwalk state, you don't really want to get pushed up, especially if you don't have a dash. So it's a little scary. Can I have airwalk? Okay. So I've killed Xero. As you can see there, they kind of just like stay stacked on top of each other, which is really nice because nobody wants to fight like 20 zeros at once without them being stacked, but whatever. Just dream nail them. Don't talk to them. They don't deserve it very much. I don't know if you could hear anything that I just said, but yeah. Okay, so that's a little more essence than you're supposed to get from Xero. So, oh, another thing about Room Dupes, by the way. I could go back to, like, Xero right now, I guess, but I don't actually know how. Also, I was going to say, don't bench in a Room Dupe unless you know that you're supposed to be benching in the Room Dupe, because if you bench and you're, like, I guess, active room, which is, I think, the first, or, like, the oldest, is it the oldest run in the queue? It might not be. I don't know. If the room that the bench is in isn't the active room, it's gonna, like, put you, or it's gonna, like, save that you benched. But, like, say that you have, like, Green Path Toll Bench and, like, the room below Green Path Toll Bench loaded, and Green Path Toll Bench is not the active room, but you benched in it, so it saves that you benched, but it saves that you benched in the room below the Toll Bench. Then when you load into your save file, it doesn't know what to do. I haven't tried it, but from what I've heard, it just hard locks you. You can't access that save file anymore, ever again. I mean, you can try it on your own, but don't say I didn't warn you. Yeah, don't do it. I'm just gonna quit out, and yeah. That's how you room dupe Xero. You can do that with a lot of, or you can do that with like basically any boss, and there are a lot of applications of it. I'm not smart enough to route room dupes, but yeah, that's what they are. They also like make some really pretty art. Like if you're in 5Brain server, oh my god, I'm in English. If you're in 5Brain server, he has an entire channel dedicated to like Hollow Knight art that's just like rooms overlaid, and they're like really pretty. I am not the biggest fan of room dupe movement, but they are pretty. Yeah. And they're pretty funny to verify. So yeah, that's our Dreamgate. I think I'm gonna show off Dreamgate Noclip now. So you can do this. I'm gonna show off Dreamgate Noclip, and I'm also going to show off Dgate Invuln with the lore tablet and King's Fast. There are a couple of other ways of doing it, and maybe I'll make a separate video for them, but first I'm going to show off Dgate Noclip. So, you want bench storage for this? Oh, I don't have money. Oopsie. Where do I get items? Geo? Where's Geo? Geo, hello. Why did I leave and re-enter? That didn't help me. Whatever. Oh. I fucked up. Okay, whatever. I can just... Okay, I'm not having a good time here. It's fine. Okay, so I'm gonna put on this thingy. So get some soul. And you're gonna use, you can use either water or acid for this. If you want to use acid, you need essence. It needs to be a liquid. Like, I don't need to explain what essence here does. But yeah, here's my night, here's some liquid. I have transition storage. I came into the room with bench storage and opened my inventory in the transition. Transition storage, in case you have forgotten, it lets you have control in places where you shouldn't. What's relevant here is that it gives me control as I'm in the water. So I'm gonna down dash into the water, and I am now below it. Obviously I shouldn't be able to be below it, but I am. Fuck you, Team Cherry. I'm going to fireball the loose transition storage, and I'm gonna set my Dreamgate down here. Alright, cool. So now that I am down here, and you can just Dreamgate to it, like, whenever to do this glitch. Like, you don't even have to have bench storage. Like, you could quit out, go do Path of Pain, leave White Palace, and then, like, do Dreamgate Noclip with the same Dreamgate that you put down here. I don't know. Just, you, it doesn't really matter, basically. And you don't, like, as long as you've, like, gotten under the water, like, you don't have to use this method of, like, using transition storage. Like, I think, like, on 1.4, you can, like, inventory drop into the water and, like, close your inventory as you hit the water to do it. Might actually be possible on 1.5, but if it is, I've never gotten it without QOL, so. Yeah. Just gonna... Oh, I should probably explain what I'm going to do. So, it's, basically when you load back in, like after you've Dreamgated, you have Invuln and Noclip for a short period of time. And what I'm going to do is cancel the Dreamgating animation thingy by jumping out of the water. Leaving the water is going to allow me to, I guess, like, have that state of Noclip and Invuln persist when it shouldn't be. So, I'm gonna do this. And yeah, so I kind of just, like, as the room started, like, loading back in, I just kind of jumped out of the water. And yeah, I have Noclip and Invuln, so I can go through enemies. I could not do that with MMS Noclip. I don't know if I've explained this before, but don't go through upwards transitions with Noclip. Just trust me. You don't wanna do that. And yeah, that is not a Cdash you can do apparently. I'm just coming up with Cdashes randomly. I don't actually know where I'm going. Am I supposed to be going somewhere, guys? Am I supposed to? I think I wanted to show off elevator storage next, right? Elevator storage or... Oh, no. I wanted to do the funny KP lore tablet Invuln thing. And then I'll do something else. Oh, funny thing about Dreamgate Noclip from jumping out of like water or whatever. If I Dreamgate again right now, I mean I can just show you. I will white screen. So yeah. Something about interrupting the Dreamgate like loading in thing just breaks it from then on. So next time you exit a dream or Dreamgate, you'll white screen. And unlike with MMS Noclip, Dreamgating doesn't get rid of your Noclip. But it also white screens you, so. Yeah, so, I mean, there are some categories that do white screen movement after Dreamgating just because it's faster. I'm not gonna do anything like that here. You should run AGAG though. It has a funny white screen. And yeah. I am going to use bench warp to bench mouth to dirt worth. Yes, that one. I am making sense. Oh, I don't have... Okay, I can show off another version of bench storage here also. This one is, I mean, you know the drill. It's quick map and, well, like, it's like the other ones, except with Cdash. So quick map, Cdash, quick map. It's gonna look a little weird. I am standing here. I can move around, but I have a Cdash charged. I'm gonna sit on the bench, and then I need to go through a transition, basically. I'm gonna release Cdash, and I'm gonna be Cdashing while it thinks I'm on the bench, and I need to get to a transition in order to keep my bench storage. So how do you do that? So ideally, you want to just Cdash in the direction of a transition. That's like a horizontal transition. That's your best way of doing it. If you can't do that, you open your inventory. So I'm gonna open my inventory here. And now it doesn't really matter what I do. And now I have bench storage. Whee! Oh right, I have transition storage. Oh, another way of losing transition storage. I'm just getting hit. So. Yippee. Also, for what it's worth, I don't know why this lore tablet works the way it does. From as far as I know, this is the only lore tablet that works like this, but I could be wrong. Most of them don't. And like most objects like don't let you interact with them when you have transition storage. Like you saw with me trying to like go up through well with transition storage, it wasn't letting me. But for some reason, I open my inventory here in the transition, I get transition storage, I can interact with this lore tablet, who knows why. I fireball to get rid of transition storage, and I'm going to start a Dreamgate and cancel the Dreamgate by exiting the text box. But I'm going to keep holding my Dreamgate button until the animation finishes, basically. I don't know if that made sense. Oh, I did that wrong. Oopsie. That was entirely my fault. I got a little excited. That happens sometimes. I don't actually know why. You should ask Five Brain. like, some categories that do MMS just do this at the start of King's Pass, so that they get Invuln and also MMS. But you don't actually need Noclip to do it. And you can do like a version of this with your inventory, like opening your inventory, I have been told, and you don't need bench storage to do it. And maybe like, once I figure out what the hell they're doing in 112 AG, I'll make a video on that, but yeah. That's all you need to know about that. I'm gonna show off elevator storage now, because I think that's a funny little glitch, and it's one of my favorites. Because it's funny, trust me. I'm just using debug Noclip here. This is not an actual major glitch. Okay. So this is what we do in TAG dupeless to get to Larian, because we're not allowed to do room dupes because it's dupeless. Obviously we don't want to fight Watcher Knights because that's boring and lame. So how do we get past them? Well, we could do Noclip, but remember, if we Noclip through this transition here, or the one on the other side of this room for that matter, by the grub, if we come from below, the game takes away our control until we land on the ground here. So, we float and fly and we up forever and ever because we don't land on the ground. We have no clip. So that option's out. We can't go up here. We can't go up here with no clip, rather. So we need some other way of clipping through the ceiling, right? Some bosses and stuff that have text, like, the gate doesn't close on the other side, like with Hornet, like the gate doesn't close on the other side until you've like skipped through all the text, but and you can do like text storage, or just go in the room with transition storage to skip the fight entirely, but we also can't do that here because the Watcher Knights are they're the quiet kids, they don't talk. So what do? We're gonna use this funny little thing, this elevator. I was gonna explain what an elevator does. You know what an elevator does. You hit this. It goes up. It goes down. What's happening here is it's moving the knight's hitbox up at the same speed as it's moving the elevator floor up. Okay, you got that. Good. Alright, level 2. Land on the elevator spikes here. It's a very small pixel. And they made it smaller on 1.5. So, yeah. Oh, also, important fact, you cannot do this on 1.5.7.8. They patched it out. That is the only change, as far as I'm aware, between 1.5.7.5 and 1.5.7.8. So, you need 1.5.7.5 or before. Or QOL adds this back. I don't know if it's default. It might be in the toggles, but, yeah. If you want to practice this, you need to either downpatch or use QOL. So, yeah. So, I'm standing on the elevator spikes, or on the side of the elevator spikes, rather. Very small pixel. I haven't actually done a major glitch. Oh, apparently I still have Invuln. I lied, actually. I apparently didn't actually get it. What did I do? Invincibility set to false. What did I do wrong? Oh, I just have it on here. Lol. There we go. Okay. Now I've actually done it. Nope. No, I haven't. I'm so sorry. I have failed. Why am I still invincible? Dgate Invulnerability. Did I turn it off? No. I failed. We're just gonna... Okay, we go again. Yeah, this is more like the glitch that I know. It's a little funny. I can like give myself infinite HP. There we go. Alright, so yeah, it's like really tight. It's I don't really have a setup. I just kind of jump and pray. But yeah. Alright, here's the major glitch part. Okay, the game thinks I'm on the elevator. I am not on the elevator, as you can see. And this is, by the way, this is a different glitch than televator. They're very different. Televator is doing some funny lever shenanigans to teleport instantly to the top. This is being on the elevator without actually being on the elevator. So if I touch the elevator now, I am going to lose, or it's gonna like be like, oh, you're on the elevator, and then I'm gonna get off the elevator, and it's gonna be like, oh, you're gonna get off the elevator. So it's gonna like take away my elevator being on state thing. So we don't want to touch the elevator. So we're gonna jump over it. Alright, still on the elevator. And now if I hit the switch, I explained this before, how elevators work. When you are on, or when the game thinks you're on the elevator, it moves your hitbox up at the same speed at which the elevator is moving up. So it looks like the knight is moving up with the elevator. So I'm gonna move up with the elevator. Yeah, I'll just show you what happens. Yeah. So it moved me up with the elevator, and I was wall jumping, so it made me move up a little faster, I guess. And just like kept me moving up. And it just moves you through the hitbox down there because Hollow Knight is funny. Yeah, you just kind of want to jump up the... I still have elevator storage, by the way. Just want to point that out. You want to like jump up the wall, right? Like, oops, like this one here, the one that I'm like, the one like to the right of me, that side. Basically. I don't know. Just kind of like hold right and spam jump is what I do. And yeah. This is the funny version on 1.5. On 1.432, I think usually people like jump up here and shoot some fireballs and stuff, but I feel like this version is easier, so. Also, another funny thing you can do with elevator storage is you can soft lock. Whee! Yeah. I am in the ground. What else was I going to show off? Oh, the funny, the basin thingy. The funny basin thingy. Yes, that thing. So this is a hazard out of bounds. You can use Fireball or Wraiths for this. I will attempt to show both, but I have only done it with Wraiths before, so we'll see how it goes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to inventory drop into the spikes here. You cannot have bench storage for this, by the way. Bench storage does not give you control after you inventory drop into things, so... I'm going to inventory drop into these spikes, and I'm going to leave the room immediately. I'm going to still have control when I'm out of bounds here. So I'm going to, or I'll be able to use the spell. So I'm going to use the spell and then like dash out of bounds basically. I'll show you. Did I put on infinite? Oh, I turned on infinite HP. That is not infinite soul. Oopsie, I messed it up. It is load dependent, by the way. I can, like, zoom out so that people can, like, actually see what I'm doing. Maybe that would be, like, the smart thing to do. I like how I got the inventory drop first try and now I can't get it again. I am not an NMG runner. There we go. Oopsie. And this is what we do in Shriek % to get into Abyss, by the way, because you can't pick up Shriek with Noclip for the same reason that you can't pick up Cdash. You can pick up Wraiths though for some reason. There we go. So yeah, I used my wraiths while I was still out of bounds over here, falling through the transition, and then I just kind of like dashed over here. So I am on top of the, like, on top of the room. And yeah, I mean, like, I can just exist in Abyss. I just have to go down to the Shriek transition. But, oh, you can't get into Lifeblood Core, by the way. There's, like, an entire wall behind the transition. Who the hell knows why? But, yeah. And then, like, you can also do it with Fireball. I don't think I know how. I'll, like, try to get it. Oh, that was free. Okay. Well, apparently it's free. Well, that was, the Fireball version. I don't know if you even heard it. But I did Fireball at some point, so... yeah, that was that thing. And then I'll just drop down here so you can... I usually drop down the other side because I'm usually running 3% when I do this. So I don't actually... like, hazards and stuff can still hit you while you're out of bounds here. Like, this isn't, like, easy... there we go. Like, it's still movement, it's just you can't see yourself. And yeah. Is there anything else I was going to talk about? There's like Godhome MMS. Do I want to talk about that? I'll like... yeah, sure, why not? I'll show that off. Let's use the same save file because I am... yeah. So, we didn't need save slot 2 anymore because we were playing in save slot 1, by the way. We've been playing in save slot 1 for like 30 minutes. Holy shit. I didn't actually look at how much time was in save slot 2, so that might be completely wrong. Anyway. I've said this before, but you can MMS from any type of save file to any type of save file, basically. In a Godhome MMS category, usually you would create your Godhome save file in slot 3. Because you don't have to start from, like, a normal save file. Like, you might as well just start in Godhome. But we can also just, right now, MMS from 1 to 2. And we need to keep something in slot 3, by the way. If you don't have something in slot 3, you need to get something in slot 3. Yeah. Whee. And then just load into Godseeker. There is a funny little thing you can do here. My visual cue is with live split, so I didn't do it. But you can get early control with nail art. Oh, you need to come over here and hit the hard save. There's like a hitbox here somewhere that you need to hit. And it'll hard save you at the bench over there. Oh, if you MMS from a non-bench, I don't know if I've said this. Yeah, I haven't said this yet. If you MMS from a non-bench, obviously you won't get Noclip for reasons relating to not being on a bench. You need to be MMSing from a bench to get Noclip. You also, for some reason, won't be able to skip the cutscenes at the start. And for reasons I don't really know the reasons for. The reasons I don't know the reasons for. I'm so good at talking. You, like, I think, like, in some situations it's just, like, a hard lock, but I don't actually know why. Like, I've definitely hard locked to it before, but, like, I don't think we actually know why. It might have to do with screen shake or something, but, yeah, don't need slot 1 anymore, so we're gonna clear it, and then MMS from 2 to 1. Okay, so... yeah. So, I went from a God Seeker save file to a normal save file. And that has about the effect that you might expect. You have everything that you had in the God Seeker save file, which is like all charms, all abilities, all masks, and just everything you could possibly think of, except for some things, for some reason. And also, same reasons for getting MMS Noclip. Normally, we just have Noclip and bench storage. So yeah. And you can also get yesclip. Through, like, the same way that we did earlier. And, yeah. Godhome MMS has, like, a couple of, like, funny little things, other than just no-clip movement. Oh, yeah, I didn't say this, but you can also, like, start charging a Cdash. This is not Godhome MMS related, but you can start, like, charging a Cdash with bench storage to equip your charms, and then release the Cdash, and that'll give you control back, so. Oh, and you also want to, I don't think I said this, but if you're Cdashing with bench storage, or if you're in Noclip with bench storage and want to equip charms, use your enter button and not your jump button. Jump button will make you jump. And you don't really want that with Noclip. But yeah, this is pretty standard. This is just I don't know. Oh, I should show Gathering Swarm, just this one last thing. Gathering Swarm is funny. Yeah. So you pick up Geo, except you don't pick up Geo. In Godseeker, I guess, like, the game gets a little confused and, doesn't get rid of the Geo when you pick it up, so you can just pick it up infinitely. And it looks really funny when you have, like, a lot of Geo with Gathering Swarm on. You don't need Gathering Swarm for this, by the way. Like, you could just, like, dash back and forth across the Geo, but this is easier. It looks funny. As you can see, I have a lot more Geo than that husk was supposed to give me. And, yeah. Yippee. Alright. My mouth is tired. I've talked for so long. I've run out of words to say. If there are more glitches, that I didn't cover, that you want me to cover, let me know. I'm not a good YouTuber. Let me know in the comments. Rate this 5 stars. Bye.